Ya, wallahu bima ta'maluna khabir. The meaning is Allah will raise those who have believed, no thank you, miss, among you and those who were given knowledge by degrees and Allah's acquainted with what you do.
On that point,
No thank you. The conservative society that they don't want education happen to the women, of course, is backlashing what Allah saying in Quran, ladies and gentlemen. We believe that actually it is justified for us as the feminist movement to move, ladies and gentlemen. We believe that actually including this conservative society will give us mudorot dan maslahat, ladies and gentlemen. Then we believe that it's justified for us to exclude them. And number one, and number two, why feminist movement is in line with Islam value? We believe that actually Islam is teaching us on how we have to respect the women. Like in the hadith of Tirmizi, the best of you is the one who became the best for your wife, and I become the best from you for my wife. We believe that actually the patriarchy system has backlashed the idea on respecting women, on how we have to treat women with the gentleness, and also how we have to treat women in our family, ladies and gentlemen. We believe that actually feminist movement in this kind of action is very in line with Islamic value, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we believe that actually it is very justified, and also it's very urgent for us as a feminist movement to move right now in the current status quo. So that we beg you to propose. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Check. Thank you very much for Miss Bunga from IPB. Miss Bunga spent 5 minutes and 14 seconds. 5 minutes and 14 seconds. Now to open the case of the closing opposition, please welcome Miss Rafida. Time is yours.
Tes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I'm going to my argument, let me rebut some argument which is come from the opening government, which is say that in status quo right now there is some discrimination and women abusing, ladies and gentlemen. But we know that the government is already comes by the police and as we know that the discrimination and women abusing is already tackled down by the police, ladies and gentlemen. So you guys from the opening government don't have to be worried about the discrimination and the women abusing, because those problems is already tackled down by the police, ladies and gentlemen. And also the opening government say that they are worried about the patriarchy in social viewpoints. It is say that the man is the only one who can go for work and many other, ladies and gentlemen. But we say that status quo right now say that the man and the woman, both of those genders, is already have the chance to look for job, ladies and gentlemen. This is the truth that the equality is already there, ladies and gentlemen. And we can see from the one of the actor of the ministry, Ibu Susi, ladies and gentlemen. Ibu Susi is one of the minister in Indonesia, and she already get a really good job, ladies and gentlemen. So it proven for us there is equality is already there, ladies and gentlemen. And also the closing government say that in Pakistan, husband want to kill her wife because of she want to get education, ladies and gentlemen. But before you guys judge that argument, I want to say that there are always reasons why the husband don't allow his wife to look for a job. Maybe there are because the economic problems, and also the husband want the wife to take care of the children, not because of there is no equality in Pakistan, ladies and gentlemen. Must be a good reason for the husband to forbid his wife to go for looking for education, because there must be economic problem, and also the husband want a wife to protect of the children, ladies and gentlemen.
to help you?
And also, ladies and gentlemen, they said that Kartini era is when the Kartini era, the woman is unallowed to get education. But it is for the old era, ladies and gentlemen. We are in 2017 when all the children, when all the girls, both women and female, can look for education, ladies and gentlemen. For example, we are the student. We can go for education. We're not talking about the old era, but we talk about the new era, ladies and gentlemen. And also, ladies and gentlemen, they said that in Islam taught the people to respect women. You guys have to know that in no era, the people or the men is already respect women, ladies and gentlemen, by allowing them to look for a job, to looking for a good job, to looking for the money and help the husband, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's all for my rebuttals, and I'm going to my argument. Ladies and gentlemen, why this motion is already came because of we dare if the value of the value of the belief of the society will disappear because of the existence of feminism. But in here, it's not really the feminism, but extremists, ladies and gentlemen. At the whole story of the feminism is a really good person, ladies and gentlemen. But in here, we talk about the extremists, not feminism, ladies and gentlemen. And also, ladies and gentlemen, the feminists say that they want to get the equal right as men, ladies and gentlemen. But this is what we really dare about. They want to get the same share of inheritance or between women and women. But actually in Al-Quran, there's already, Al-Quran said that there is already, the inheritance is already managed by the Al-Quran that must be difference between men and women. So the inheritance between men and women is always different, ladies and gentlemen. It's said by Al-Quran, ladies and gentlemen. And also, ladies and gentlemen, in Islam, and ladies and gentlemen, in marriage amendment year 1974, it says that the man is the head of family. So imagine if the girl, one of the women or the girl want to head the family, what will happen? It means that we are already broke the amendment of marriage itself, ladies and gentlemen. And also, ladies and gentlemen, the multicultural told to respect the society values, while the feminism, they are already believe that the feminism is only respect to the equality and the freedom, ladies and gentlemen. That's why if some of the feminists in this nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, they said the men can smoking, why we don't? So this is why we must include the social conservative viewpoint, ladies and gentlemen, in order to prevent any other action that women's feminism is gone too far, ladies and gentlemen. They want the same rights as women. They want to do smoke as the woman, as the man. And also they want to get the same inheritance like men also, ladies and gentlemen. And also, ladies and gentlemen, if we seeing back at the history of the feminism is the group of people which is they support the abortion, ladies and gentlemen. While we know that in Islam abortion is totally wrong, ladies and gentlemen, and Islam is prohibit the abortion itself. While in the feminism is support the abortion, ladies and gentlemen. Abortion is one of the biggest sin in Islam, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we have to believe in a socially conservative viewpoint which is prohibit the abortion, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, we can see from the Al-Hujarat number 13, it's okay, that will be explained by my second speaker, ladies and gentlemen. So that's all for my explanation. I go back to pause this motion. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Ms. Rafida. As the member of opposition, Ms. Rafida spent 5 minutes and 42 seconds. 5 minutes and 42 seconds. Now to close the case of the government team, Ms. Vivi, as the government whip, time is yours.
Tes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Ladies and gentlemen, what we see in the opening debate, there is several clash between the opening government and the opening opposition. When the opening government try to convince you that actually there is a objectivity and labeling And also this education issue, while the opposition side try to portray you about the right of the women, that actually both of the team cannot elaborate more, because we see that actually from the opening government cannot make a specification which kind of the which kind of sexual conservative issue that try to exclude, ladies and gentlemen. But we as the closing government already stated it clearly in the term of misogyny point, ladies and gentlemen. Before we proceed to our substantive cases, allow me to give some rebuttal toward the closing opposition, when they try to claim that actually there is existence of police in patriarchal countries, so it's not necessarily there is a feminist movement. But ladies and gentlemen, take a look in India cases, ladies and gentlemen. India have police, but unfortunately India known as the highest rank of rapes, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of teenagers that being raped by men, ladies and gentlemen. It's a proof to us that actually this feminist movement is urgently needed, and the feminist movement that exclude the value of social conservative is does need to be considered, ladies and gentlemen. And also when they try to claim that there is a radical feminism in feminist movement, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately we see that actually this kind of radical feminist movement is not acknowledged by the feminist movement itself, ladies and gentlemen, because the feminist movement is think that this kind of radical feminism is excessive, ladies and gentlemen, and hurt the value of women itself. And the last is that when they talk about the abortion, ladies and gentlemen, of course the feminist movement that in line with the idea of Islam also negate this kind of abortion, ladies and gentlemen, because every single people, every single baby have a right to live, ladies and gentlemen, and it is clearly stated in Surah Al-Alaq, ladies and gentlemen, about the lives of someone. Ladies and gentlemen, to close, as the closing government, we try to proceed to our substantive cases, which is the further impact on why we should exclude this kind of socially conservative viewpoints, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look with the women responsibility from Umar radhiyallahu an. There is a three responsibility of mother: giving a good name, saving her family from hunger, and talk kitabullah, ladies and gentlemen. With this kind of socially conservative viewpoints, these women cannot go to work, ladies and gentlemen, because there is such a kind of boundaries. And we see if there is such a problem when the husband of these women have illness, serious illness, and cannot go to work. Who will save the family, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, the women, right? So we see in here that in Islam doesn't mean if these women earn such money and leaving their family, they are underestimate the value of men, ladies and gentlemen, as a leader of family. We see that actually it is in line with the right of women to also help their her family, ladies and gentlemen. For example, stated in hadis riwayat Muslim, al-mu'minul qawiyyu khair wa ahabbu ilallahi minal mu'minid do'if. A strong believer is more beloved by Allah than a weak one, ladies and gentlemen. We see that actually when we try to exclude this kind of socially conservative viewpoints, we are to try to make these women being stronger, ladies and gentlemen, and have a bargaining power in society, for example, to help her family, right? And also we see that actually there is a kaidah in usul fikih which anij tahada wala ba'ala ma fi was'ihi fala domana alaihi waqtibalahu tamama samimi. Whoever do something seriously with effort, it recognized as practically perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, some is better than none. We see that actually with this kind of progression, it will help the women with the feminist movement, ladies and gentlemen. And also we see in Al-Ahqaf chapter 19, walikulli darajatu mimma amilu, degrees given for what they did, ladies and gentlemen. We see that actually there is a progression that try to give by the feminist movement to make the degrees of women higher, ladies and gentlemen. It could possibly help the women to get betterment in their life, not only in dunya but also in akhirat, ladies and gentlemen. There is a certain goal, there is a absolutely goal that we are going to achieve. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proudly to propose. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Miss Vivi as the government whip. Miss Vivi spent 5 minutes and 19 seconds. 5 minutes and 19 seconds. Now to close the opposition case as well as to end the debate, Miss Lily, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as the motion today, this House believes that the feminist movement should actively exclude social conservative viewpoints. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before I'm going to strengthen the argument from my first speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to give some rebuttal. The first is that the government worry about the patriarchy that believe only men that can get out and find job, but mom or the woman only stay at home and raising their children, ladies and gentlemen. But here, ladies and gentlemen, as the example from my first speaker is that we can see one of our minister, that is Mrs. Susi Pujiastuti, ladies and gentlemen. Even nowadays, the socially conservative viewpoints already applied in the society, ladies and gentlemen. But she still can become the minister, and she can get a good job nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. And here also, ladies and gentlemen, the government side of this house saying, come with the idea that where in the era of our prophet, ladies and gentlemen, one of the people is carrying the female baby in the era of our prophet, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, but nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, we as the woman already get every right that we want, ladies and gentlemen. That's happened long time ago, but let's we see nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, from the education, from the right of showing what we want and so on, ladies and gentlemen, we already get all that rights, ladies and gentlemen. So nowadays, what kind of rights that we are looking for, ladies and gentlemen? And they also keep saying about the Kartini Cheng lots of things in her era, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Yes, Kartini Cheng lots of things in her era, ladies and gentlemen. That's why nowadays the women get the right, ladies and gentlemen. And nowadays the right and the social conservative works together, ladies and gentlemen, in order to get the good future for the feminist movement itself, ladies and gentlemen. Sit down, please. Okay, now if we talk about right of the women, about the right of the feminist movement, ladies and gentlemen, of course we have to remember also about the responsibility for the woman itself, ladies and gentlemen. Now they get the right to get a higher education, to show what they want, to be what they want, ladies and gentlemen. But let we see the responsibility for the woman, especially when they are a mom, ladies and gentlemen, means that they have to raise their children, educating their children in their home, ladies and gentlemen, in order to make the better young generation for the future, ladies and gentlemen. And the closing governments worry about if the husband die, who will earn the money for the family, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Even nowadays, the woman or the feminist movement is already the smart person, ladies and gentlemen. Even when their husband die, ladies and gentlemen, they can make their own job. And also they can open, just like nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, they can open the online shop and so on, ladies and gentlemen. They can even open the job vacancy, make a job in their home, ladies and gentlemen, and also they can give a job also for another people, ladies and gentlemen, while they are raising their children, ladies and gentlemen. In this time, the socially conservative viewpoint is control the movement of the feminism itself, ladies and gentlemen. Like what my first speaker already told you, that is nowadays the feminism is going too far, ladies and gentlemen. Just like they want to smoke like the man, ladies and gentlemen. But here the socially viewpoint is control the woman not to do the bad things, as what my first speaker already told you, ladies and gentlemen. Sit down, please. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in Quran Surah Al-Hujurat verse 13 already explained. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya ayuhan nasu inna khalaqnakum min dzakari wa untha wa ja'alnakum syu'uban wa qabaila lita'arafu inna akramakum indallahi atqakum innallaha alimun khabir. Means here, ladies and gentlemen, this ayah already told us that we are a human being, ladies and gentlemen. We are a social human, ladies and gentlemen. Means that we need to socialize with the people and with the society, ladies and gentlemen. If we break the rules or if we exclude the socially conservative viewpoints, ladies and gentlemen, means that we break the rule of the society, and there will be the social rejection for the feminist movement, ladies and gentlemen. Excluding the social viewpoint is not the best solution for what happened in the feminist movement, ladies and gentlemen. But here, as I told you before, this social viewpoint is control what the feminist movement already do, ladies and gentlemen. It's to control which one is the good things to do for the girls and which one is not, ladies and gentlemen. And nowadays, the women already get their right to earn money, to find a job, and so on, ladies and gentlemen. Because nowadays the woman is already smart, and here the socially conservative is already applied, but there's no problem, ladies and gentlemen. It's just like everyone can get their right in order to earn money, get a higher education, and so on. That's why we beg to oppose this motion. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Miss Lily as the opposition whip. Miss Lily spent 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the debate. Thank you very much for all the debaters and the honorable adjudicators. I hereby close this round. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Attention for all the participants for shift age. You may proceed to the stage. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the preliminary round, shift 8 of MTKMN the 15th, 2017. The motion in this round is this House believes that feminists is still needed. In the opening government, we have Universitas Islam Jember with Mr. Danang as the Prime Minister and Ms. Saida as the Deputy Prime Minister. Meanwhile, in opening opposition, we have USU with Mr. Rizal as the leader of opposition and Mr. Hafid as the deputy leader of opposition. In the closing debate, in closing government, we have UB with Mr. Afdal as the member of government and Mr. Bilal as the government whip. Next, in closing opposition, we have Universitas Negeri Gorontalo with Mr. Errol as the member of opposition and Ms. Askia as the opposition whip. Now let's proceed to the debate itself. We would like to call Mr. Danang As the Prime Minister, time is yours.
Thank you very much for the time given. This House believes that feminism is still needed. Before all, let me story about the feminisms. One day, there is a family that's happened in a rather number who have already reported, especially to the honors killing art thing itself, where humans being right to health should be respected over men and women. Over 5,000 women are killed by a family every year in order to restore the family. Ladies and gentlemen, based on the status quo itself, feminism wants to be ignored as if they are not around. Ladies and gentlemen, therefore, here I am in the opening government doesn't believe to this kind of feminisms, because of why this House believes that feminism is still needed. And also, because of this kind of rather number have already reported, woman wants to be ignored itself. I don't agree to this kind of status quo. Ladies and gentlemen, feminism here is a belief in the principle that a woman should have the same right as a man. Because of why, it's a till reasons that followed by the passive voice sentence, where it is happening today. What kind of needed that today is in around Indonesia or Islamic country only. So we will limit this kind of motions toward the Islamic country. Needed in what side is about economical, about sociality and family. Today, talking about economical, not only a man who have a right to get the economical as if they have to live peacefully toward this human or harmonious life toward this country. But also women. Sociality here is a big role and a big reasons why women has a right. Because one day there is a woman or there is a man that cannot work because of there is a danger illness that happened to the husband itself. And what kind of role to this family? Woman has a right to fulfill the necessary of the economical to they live in Indonesia or especially in Islamic country itself. Family here is consisting or one or two parents. What are of a family is husband and a wife. Here we bring the argumentations. There are three, and the first is about because globally women hold a 24% of leadership roles in business. Here I have a listen about sorry that women have a good idea in business, especially to the online, or maybe directly in a shop itself. Because of why? Because they have men and women are like building. They cannot ignore one another. Feminism is still needed. Because of why? Because today the economical Indonesia is still developing country. It's not developed country like America. Therefore, we bring this kind of argumentations. The second stop all is that about the good girl is not depend on the husband rule. You know that husband rule maybe they only have to have the fulfill the economical, but also the wife is also have to keep the wife itself. Means that the wife is not depend on how the rule of a wife itself is keep the children and also have to give a support to the husband itself. It's not nicely sitting down in the family or in the house itself. The third argumentation is about man and woman are alike building because of why in here is a fulfilling one another. Like I have stated that where half a government have to care to these feminisms because one another has to fulfill, especially to the economical. Therefore, I have to state it and have to put this kind of motions where feminism is still needed because of economical and also sociality, family, and so on and so forth have a big role toward the building where this house is standing. Therefore, a government try to bring this kind of motions because feminisms want to be ignored. I don't believe that. For instance, the women want to be ignored why they exist in this world. Thank you very much.
The Prime Minister spends 4 minutes 38 seconds. 4 minutes 38 seconds. Next, to respond the case, I call upon the Leader of Opposition, Mr. Rizal. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable judges and respectable all the speaker. In this kind of chance, before I'm going to deliver my few points, as related my points later, I'm going to giving you one of the ayah in Quran that will strongly my points, ladies and gentlemen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض وبما أنفقوا من أموالهم. Ladies and gentlemen, before I begin or start to bring my points, in the first time I'm going to rebuttal first. What are the points that are already given by the first speaker of the opening government? As the first time, when they trying to divine the motion today is, they said before that the feminists today is not needed. So it is something like make us really confused. Well, actually, in the second time, they said that feminists is still need in economic side and in the sociality. So in this kind of in this kind of context, ladies and gentlemen, in the economic side, see that today actually women already get their own right to get its proper job, ladies and gentlemen. In Indonesia today, we have no any discrimination for the women for getting the job, ladies and gentlemen. Such what happened in United States, ladies and gentlemen. And then the second reason, we see from the society, no any discrimination for the women actually in the society, ladies and gentlemen. So we are still confused why they need the feminists in this kind of context in economic and society side, ladies and gentlemen. And now I'm going to bring my point first. If we talk about feminism is a kind of concept actually that what women struggle for to get the equal right today, ladies and gentlemen. But in this kind of context, ladies and gentlemen, equal, it doesn't mean that you should getting similar things with the men and women, ladies and gentlemen. Equal here means that both are getting a proper things with a proper way, ladies and gentlemen. Well, actually, in Islam, every single man and woman has their own role play in family and society, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I've said in one of the ayah that in Al-Quran before that I mentioned you. Human are created by the God, both men and women. Man as the leader of women, ladies and gentlemen. And men enhanced by the God because some men has their own duty to get the money for fulfill the needs of the family, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. But in this kind of context, ladies and gentlemen, if we see in the current of era in Indonesia today, ladies and gentlemen, you see, we could see actually in Indonesia, we don't have any urgent problem again with the feminists, ladies and gentlemen. Because today, see, one of our judges today is women, ladies and gentlemen, and both other are men. So there is no any discrimination between men and women. They already be equal. They can be the judges in front of us, like our lecture. One of our ministry today, one of our president, Megawati. It is one of the representative of women today, ladies and gentlemen. In this kind of context, ladies and gentlemen, we don't see any, thank you, we don't see any urgent things. Why? Feminism should be struggled for again, ladies and gentlemen. If we talk in United States, ladies and gentlemen, in United States, they talk United States is one of the human rights country. But see, when, based on my experience before, when I talk to them before, ladies and gentlemen, the women in United States, they are not get the similar opportunity between men and women, ladies and gentlemen. It is one of the fact that should be struggled for in United States. But in Indonesia, we don't see any urgent things. Why feminists should exist again, ladies and gentlemen? Because both of women and men already get the proper job, the proper way in the society, ladies and gentlemen.
Please.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we should believe that actually in this kind of case, ladies and gentlemen, we should believe that we should see first what kind of some things like become the urgent things why we should bring this kind of feminism in this kind of era, ladies and gentlemen. If we back to our topic, ladies and gentlemen, in this kind of case, what we need to do in this kind of era today is we need to respect each other between both men and women, ladies and gentlemen, because Islam never teach us to mocking each other between men and women. Of course, Islam as rahmatan lil alamin, actually Islam teach us and create Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala create us, men and women, to complete each other. bil ma'ruf walirrijali 'alaihinna darajah wallahu azizul hakim. Chapter 2 and verse 228, ladies and gentlemen. And the meaning is, and women shall have rights similar to the right against them, according to what is actually, but man should be responsible to the women, ladies and gentlemen. So we are, as the opposition team, we are really opposed with this motion. Thank you.
The result spent 5 minutes and 37 seconds, 5 minutes and 37 seconds. Now to extend the case of opening government, we would like to welcome Ms. Saida.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, men and women like a building where they are going together to have a better life. But I'm very grateful to standing up here in this position for standing out this motion today is about the feminism is still needed. That I really applaud for your knowledge about feminism, but you don't face today, ladies and gentlemen, women are subjugated today. There are many news about women that they are in under level of over men. And then, how can you tell about United States, whereas the first government of my team has already taught you that we will limit this in this Indonesia itself, where we are living in this country, not in the United States.
To clarify, ma'am.
Thank you. Let's get down to my point, ladies and gentlemen, where because of globally women hold a role 24 of leadership place in the business, where women has the same right between men and women. Then why I say so, because the feminism has already decreased because of men are forced the women, and then because we teach, we still need a feminism because of why we still need a protection of ourselves rather than teaching boys about the consent. So means first then we have another problem at outside. We don't have any kind of afraid when we face them, because we have already said that feminism, don't you know, feminism itself is the right for women. And then because of women or girls wake up to 19 age of victim of toxicity of sexual exploitation, where there are many women will be the victim of over men, and they are afraid to face men so that there are many women are killing today. It is mentioned in the ayah 13 in ayah Hujurat number 13. Qalatil a'rabu amana qul lam tu'minu walakin qulu aslamna yadkhulu syai'an innallahu ghafurur rahim. It is mentioned that and whenever kills believer intentionally, then this punishment is still small, that is still hell, it is small abide in the forever, and Allah sent his word in his and him has prepared for him a great. And then, ladies and gentlemen, this ayah explain us about that we kill women. Allah has already granted us to give our hell. And then, when we talk about feminism, when you really understand about what is actually feminism, as a woman, I really understand about feminism itself. I should explain you about feminism. Feminism is some like society whereas a woman has a same right with a woman. When you say that in the ayah, "Ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'alan nisa." Thank you. Sit down, please. "Ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'alan nisa." It means that it's not all men and women have the same right. Yes. This I really agree with your hadith, but we should know that the same mean that there are not equality. There are not equality.
Point, ma'am.
Thank you. And also, when we talk liberation of men, and then where there are honor skilling or thing what has been spoken by the first government of me, where they are human beings that right to have should be respected over men and women. Over 500 women who are killed by family over year in order to restore their family. Don't you think, ladies and gentlemen, the family of our forced the woman to have a birth in every year. But then you think about the health, ladies and gentlemen, where feminism itself is we are protect ourselves. We are women have a right to like a man, ladies and gentlemen. And then because of this, women the existence of women is getting depressed, ladies and gentlemen, because of why women and women are forced the woman to have a birth, and then children married are still common, while in the 400 girls are die before they in 18, where the parents are forced them to get married over 15 and then 12 and then so on, ladies and gentlemen, where the woman is afraid to say to the parent what they are feeling with the truth. Why, ladies and gentlemen, I really emphasize again and again that feminism is still needed because of why we are human. I as a woman has a right like a man. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Ms. Aida. As the Deputy Prime Minister, Ms. Aida spends 5 minutes 40 seconds. 5 minutes 40 seconds. Now, to complete the opening bench, I'd like to call the Deputy Leader of Opposition, Mr. Hafid. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable the judges and the honorable debaters. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to realize something that I want to rebuttal. The government team said. He said that the women right now is on the level of about the men. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to realize something. In this condition of this Indonesia, ladies and gentlemen, we know that the on the level, he said that the on the level about the socials and the economic, ladies and gentlemen. We take a look the example, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a example. We know that when the women and the men worked together in a company in the same positions, there is no the leader of the company not the compare about that salary, ladies and gentlemen. We know that, ladies and gentlemen, because hey, you are a man, you got the 2 million rupiahs because a man, because you are a man. Hey, you are a girl because you are a woman. Then you get the 1 million rupiah, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, you know that.
POI, please.
It's no, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not happening anymore in this era, ladies and gentlemen. In Indonesia situations, it's not